Nigerian debt burden swells. Each citizen now owes 624,527, rises by 63% under Tinubu administration. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, here is another interesting episode of Gist we bring to your listening ear this morning. Before I go into details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe and share. Good morning and welcome to today's news. Nigerians' public debt has surged significantly, with the amount owed by each citizen increasing by 63%, according to a review of the data released by the Debt Management Office. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took office in June 2023, the country's debt stood at 87.3 trillion naira. However, by September 2024, this figure had ballooned to 142.3 trillion naira, representing a substantial growth in nation's debt burden. According to population data from the World Bank, Nigeria's population as of 2023 stood at 227 million naira, with the total public debt standing at 87.3 trillion naira as of June 2023. It would mean that debt per capita, that is debt owed by each Nigerian, stood at 383,000 naira as of June 2023. With the current total public debt standing at 142.3 trillion naira, it means that the debt per capita surged to 624,527,000 naira per Nigerian as of September 2024. This amount is 9 times the country's minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Nigeria's debt crisis is deepening, with the country's total debt stock surging to 142 trillion naira as of September 2024. This represents a 5.97% increase from the previous quarter, driven largely by the depreciation of the naira, which has increased the cost of external debt obligations. Breaking down the debt, Nigeria's external debt stands at 68.8 trillion naira, while domestic debt has reached 73.4 trillion naira. Notably, the federal government alone owes 69.2 trillion naira domestically, with state and the Federal Capital Territory owing an additional 4.2 trillion naira. This growing reliance on loans has raised concerns about the country's debt sustainability, particularly given the weak revenue profile and exchange rate volatility. Experts warn that Nigeria's debt crisis could worsen, triggering a debt crisis that would exacerbate the country's economic challenges. Sarah Reporters reported on Thursday that the newly published total debt profile is more than the 134.2 trillion naira which Nigeria owed as of June 2024. Total external debt of the country as of June 2024 stood at 63 billion naira, while domestic debt stood at 71.2 trillion naira. Of this amount, the federal government domestic debt stood at 66.9 billion naira, while state stood at 4.2 billion naira. Data reviewed shows that between July and September, the federal government borrowed 2.2 trillion naira more locally and another 5.8 trillion naira externally. The devaluation of naira may have worsened the country's fate in terms of how much it owes. In June 2024, The exchange rate of the country was 1,417.19 to a dollar, but by September 2024, it has moved to 1,601 naira. To my dear listeners, now we have come to the end of today's news. Kindly please do drop by at the comment section